Do you have insurance on your car or truck? Of course you do, because it's required, and it's also the right thing to do to protect yourself and the people riding with you. Yet, in the United States, 15.4% of drivers have no insurance. That's not only incredible, it's increasing. So what can you do to protect your family and your passengers? That's exactly what personal injury lawyer Mike Kane is here to share in his 10-minute talk. His goal is to make sure you're protected by understanding what these two crucial letters mean, UM and UIM. So, raise your hand if you know what those letters mean. Wow, that's probably maybe 15%, 20%, no, probably like 15% of the people in the room. So Mike isn't your typical personal injury lawyer chasing accident victims with business cards. What you'll notice right away is that he's a kind, thoughtful, and genuinely pleasant human being. But don't let that kindness fool you. He's also a highly aggressive litigator who takes the fight to the insurance companies. As a former Marine, he knows how to fight and win. He's a frequent speaker at trial lawyers associations and believes the highest honor in the legal profession is helping injured victims and their families receive the justice they deserve. Mike has earned numerous awards and recognitions, but what matters most is that he's recovered over $75 million in settlements and jury verdicts for accident victims. His talk is titled, Get As Much UM and UIM as You Can Afford. Please help me welcome Mike Kane. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate that. Yep. Thank you, Joe, so much for the very kind introduction. And I couldn't help but notice when you said that right after lunch we're going to have a personal injury lawyer talk to the group. I saw some eyes roll, some people thinking, oh my gosh, what are we getting into? And maybe you had visions of this guy running up on stage, jumping up and down, talking about how he hammers the opposition and how much cash he's going to get you. An unfortunate but pretty accurate description of a lot of people in my profession. But I'll tell you, that's not me, that's not what I do, and that's not what we're here to talk about today. What we are here to talk about, as Joe mentioned, three things. One is, what is UIM bodily injury coverage? Two, why do you need it? And I'm going to give you a real-life, very sad story illustrating the very importance of having this coverage to protect you and your loved ones. And three, I'm going to give you some action steps that you can apply today to make sure that you and your family members are protected. So let's start by defining what is UIM. And Joe, when he asked the question, it was about 10 to 15% of us knew what those letters meant and what that insurance coverage is. And think about it. I mean, this group here and our online friends comprises the most successful, sophisticated business owners collectively in the entire world, and yet only 10 to 15% of us knew what this very important insurance coverage is. So I'm going to define that for you now. UM means uninsured motorist coverage. UIM means underinsured motorist coverage. So uninsured motorist coverage is very self-explanatory, as if you are hurt by someone who has no insurance. That's when uninsured motorist coverage applies. Underinsured motorist coverage applies when someone hurts you or one of your family members and they don't have enough insurance to cover all the damages that were inflicted on you. UIM coverage is purchased with your auto insurance. So unlike liability or umbrella or excess coverage that everybody in this room has to protect you in case for some reason you are at fault, to protect you from liability or one of your employees or one of your family members, UIM coverage protects you in case somebody else is at fault and hurts you. The way I like to describe this is, think of it as a safety net or a contingency plan. It's there to protect you in case, God forbid, tragedy strikes and you or one of your family members gets hurt. And so for those of you who are in the military, you know you always have a contingency plan for the primary operation. And so this is what this coverage does. It's a backup or a safety net to protect you and your family.
Hey, I hope you're enjoying this video, and I want to let you know that I have a new book that's come out, and if you'd like to get it absolutely free, there's a link below in the description, or you can wait till the end of this video, or you can simply go to joesfreebook.com and you can get a copy there.
I'm going to tell you a real life, sad and true story about a wonderful woman named Grace. And Grace is a very successful lawyer in Denver. And one gorgeous Denver sunny morning, she's out on a training run for an upcoming marathon that she had. And Grace is running down the sidewalk with her Irish setter, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, a big black pickup truck coming from the opposite direction jumps over the median, jumps up onto the sidewalk, and hits Grace, and launches Grace into a tree where she lay there unconscious. The driver of the black pickup truck continues on through a fence and ends up in somebody's yard. Grace is taken by ambulance and rushed to the hospital, where she has multiple broken bones and a severe traumatic brain injury. The driver of the black pickup truck is high on cocaine, alcohol, and prescription medication. And to make matters worse, he only had the state minimum insurance coverage of $25,000 in Colorado. So Grace and her family hire me to represent her, and I had to give her the very bad news that the driver of the pickup truck, who's taken off to jail, only had $25,000 of insurance. She only had $250,000 of UIM coverage. And Grace's medical bills alone exceeded $500,000. And because of her brain injury, she was no longer, she wasn't able to work for more than 4 hours a day. So I had to tell Grace that, unfortunately, there's only $275,000 available to recover when your damages very, very, very vastly exceed that amount. And Grace, like all of you, is a very successful, very intelligent attorney in Colorado, and she had no idea what UIM coverage was, or what it did for her, or how much coverage she had. This is why you need it. I hope you never need to use it, but if God forbid something happens to you or your family members, you need to make sure you have sufficient protection. Here's a statistic that Joe mentioned that should scare everybody in this room. 1 in 8 drivers in our country do not have car insurance. It's actually higher in my home state of Colorado. And you might be thinking, Mike, how is that even possible? Don't you have to have car insurance? I have car insurance. You got to have it to get a vehicle registered. That's true, but a lot of these people, they will purchase low-cost, month-to-month insurance policies. And they will use it to register their vehicle for the first time and get their license plates, and then they will stop paying. Because to people like that, car insurance is an unnecessary expense, so why pay for it? That leaves them without any insurance at all. And that statistic, that doesn't account for the amount of people that have the state minimum, which in Colorado is $25,000. I think Arizona is the same. So it's probably upwards of 50% of people are underinsured in our country. My recommendation for everybody here, tell your friends and family, is to purchase a minimum of $1 million of UIM coverage to protect you. The cost of this coverage, you might be asking, well, what is this going to cost? It's very minimal. A lot of these companies, the main insurance carriers that I'm sure a lot of us use, they offer the bundle discounts. You've probably seen the commercials, Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid talking about the old bundle-rooski. You know, if you bundle your home, auto, car, RV, that's all true. So a lot of your carriers, if you have your liability policy with them, if you have your homeowner's policy with them, if you have your business policies with them, the price to get $1 million of UIM coverage is pretty small. And I actually just had this conversation with a friend of mine, and like everybody in this room, very successful, very sophisticated individual, and I was talking to him about this, and I said, do you know what this is? And he said, no, I have no idea. I have no idea what this insurance coverage even is. And I said, well, why don't you call your insurance agent and find out how much coverage you have? Turns out he had a multi-million-dollar liability policy, but he only had $100,000 of UIM coverage. And the reason why is his insurance agent said, well, you have health insurance, right? So your health insurance will cover your medical bills. Yeah, that's true, but that doesn't account for all of the other damages, like my client Grace suffered, unable to work. She's walking around with a brain injury, and the significant non-economic damage that she sustained. So my friend ended up getting this coverage like I recommended, and I think it costs about $115 a month to add this coverage. So when I first started out, only about 10 or 15% of us knew what UIM coverage was. Now 100% of us know what this coverage is. 100% of us know why you need it. And 100% of us know what the minimum coverage that I recommend that you have. I also said that I was going to give you some action steps, some homework to do, and you can do this immediately. Call or text your insurance agent today, on our next break, tonight, tomorrow, but no later than Monday. And ask your insurance agent, do I have UIM coverage? If so, how much? If it's less than $1 million, then ask your agent to send you quotes for how much it's going to cost to increase your coverage to that $1 million limit. And again, I really hope none of you ever have to use this, but in case you do, now you know, and now you can protect yourself and your family in case tragedy strikes. Thank you very much. Go forth and do good things.
Okay, I hope you found that video awesome and useful. So if you want to get a free copy of my book, I want you to click here. And if you want to watch some more videos that'll be useful and awesome, click here. Go ahead. They're over here. Do it now. Come on. Thank you. Watch them.